So on a day-to-day basis, there's really no sort of specific routine that we have. It just kind of depends on the current climate. Earlier this week, my team covered a funeral in Langley at the end of October. Our activities are primarily overt, so like we're all out in uniform. We'll do lots of traffic stops. We'll do licensed premise checks. We don't really have nightclubs in Abbotsford anymore, but there's a number of establishments that are attractive for gangsters to go to. What we want is for gang members involved in the conflict or members of any organized crime group to know that if they come to Abbotsford, then they're going to see us and we're going to see them. And we've actually had a number of traffic stops with people connected to the conflict where they've said they avoid Abbotsford now because they know that they will get pulled over as soon as they come into the city. We've also there's been significantly lower amount of gang-related violence in Abbotsford in the past couple of years, and there's no real way to measure that. You can't measure a negative, but I like to think it can be attributed in part, at least, to the fact that we're very proactive and we're out there all the time. It's far more cooperative now. When I first started getting involved in gang investigations in the mid 2000s, it was not uncommon to have a jurisdiction next to you working a project that you had no idea about. Now there's a ton of information sharing. There are regular conference calls with gang units from around BC, from around the Lower Mainland, and other provinces as well, that happen on a regular basis, where we can share information and trends and who's traveling where. As a police service, not just Abbotsford, but policing the province and the country, we've adapted and advanced, I think, significantly in the last 10 or 15 years on how we share information and how we deconflict with what we're doing versus what Surrey's doing or Vancouver's doing. I have contacts in every gang unit in the Lower Mainland in my phone that I can call 24/7, and vice versa. I have gang units from elsewhere and elsewhere in the country even call me anytime, night or day, if they need some information or need an address checked or need a question answered or a booking photo or whatever it is, whatever we have that someone else can use in a criminal investigation, we share it, and vice versa, because having borders and like jurisdictional police borders and information silos and stuff was like that didn't work at the time. It certainly doesn't work now, and we in policing have learned from our mistakes a lot over the years, and the gangsters move quickly, they adapt quickly, so we have to do the same thing.